And one of my favourite principles is distinction bias or contrast. And this is if we go back to the archives and the Gaunt files now. We're going to show one of the greatest ads of all time that is featured in not only universities, it's over in Harvard now as case studies of what effective advertising looks like. So we're going to look at Industry SuperFunds now from 25 years ago.
The science of advertising.
Compare the pair. Same age, same income, same super contribution. The difference? His fund does not pay commissions to financial advisors. His does. His fees are lower. His fees higher. Industry SuperFunds are run only to profit members. That's a lifetime of difference with an Industry SuperFund. Comparisons show projected outcomes applying today's average fees of Industry SuperFunds and retail master trusts over 40 years. Differences in fees may change in the future and this would alter the outcome. Australian Super, an Industry SuperFund that anyone can join.
After looking at that, gents, any additional thoughts?
Look, I remember those growing up before the word superannuation meant anything. I didn't even understand what that word meant, but I knew that should that time come, I want to always be the dude or the woman or the thing that went up the stairs and the price went up. That to me was a visual that became iconic, and if that brand still existed, I'm in.
I think, and I was thinking about this as we were talking about aware and super, we have a big challenge in the advertising world, which is the notion of, as human beings, we're not really very good with delayed gratification, right? We are the now generation. We want everything now. Mm-hmm. And the difficulty, I think, with super is that it's about something that affects us down the track. So that's future me. Future me is not so worried about this right now. And what I think Industry Super did so well is, again, it's so straight, it's kind of boring in a way, but you can't help but watch the number.
Yeah.
And so the metric, we spoke about it before, right? You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, actually that makes a difference. Yeah. That genuinely makes a difference. So yeah, I think it's, in terms of reasons to consider, like we spoke about before, there's nothing cool in that ad. I don't care about it. It's not Hester. It's not telling me I'm going to be riding a downhill mountain bike. But I'm like,
but you're going to.
Okay, future me might want the more money.
We want to win. We all want to be on a winning team, and nothing shows winning other than standing up and one going down. And these are your mates that you went to uni with, and you know, all right, they made that decision, I made that, and there's always the guy who always did much better and made the right decision, and I wanted to be that guy, and I still see it and want to be that guy.
Totally, and I think that if you look at memory and you look at comparison, nothing sits in isolation. Yeah. So one brand by itself, you're always comparing against the other brands that are in market as well. So it's like, Hester, what do they really stand for? What does Aware really stand for? What does Cbus really stand for? Like, what do they own? And when I'm comparing the set, who do I want to be with? They've done this blatantly in front of you. So this is distinction bias. Jack, I'm not sure if you got it on the screen, but this is a formula that we love. So this is distinction bias. And there's two different parts to it. So it's got to be simple and believable. The big mistake people can make is their promise part is unbelievable and doesn't feel true. I have a version. And then you've got to have low versus high. This is your contrast. This is tall v short. Mm-hmm. This is your comparator. This is your formula for distinction bias. So they've done this in this ad, going here's A, here's B in front of you. Mm-hmm. Who do you want to be? And then visually, they've shown you that I rise, I have more cash, I want to be the smart version of me, which is this. Yep. But within the ad, they've actually got the proof points within it as well. It's like we've got lower fees, we're only for industry members. So it's got all the elements of moving someone both emotionally, but logically to a behavioural outcome. So this is where I love this. This is why the platform has worked for 20 plus years. And it's why it moves needles for the organisation.
And you might not need it at that exact point, but come the time when it's in your letterbox, when it's on your screen, when you're ready for that, you want the one that's shouting, not having to sell you the Vaseline lens sort of lifestyle, but telling you, we've probably got the best chance to take you further.
At the end of the day, you don't remember the numbers. You just know
one's high, one's lower.
I'm seeing a number go up. It's an incredible thing.
It's like we spoke about last time, right? With AHM, it's really simple, and in a way, it's funny because we talk a lot about category disruptors. In a way, the way they've done it is anti the category, right?
absolutely
Because everybody else, and we've just both sat here and waxed lyrical about Aware Super and Hester and how great their ads are, but everyone else is doing the kind of lifestyle play.
Yeah.
This is what life's going to look like when you're done. But actually, it's almost like industry saying, hey, forget the mountain biking or the lawn bowls or whatever it is you think you're going to be doing. It comes down to how much cash you're going to have. And you watch that counter and you're like,
But that's why everyone's lifestyle and version of what retirement looks like, if you go down there trying to paint that picture for them, I actually think it's dangerous because you're segmenting people out all the way through. If you go, I don't care what you want to do when you're retired, you just got more money to do it.
You can do all the don't tell me what to do because I got cash.
Yeah.
And from a creative point of view, that's such a beautiful setup, and no wonder it's lasted because you're just standing in any scenario. It's two people talking. There's no voice. There's no. It's just
Really simple.
It's simple.
And it even looks like it's shot on an iPhone.
I love it.
yeah, well, I think, I don't know if that's not a remake actually, but I think also the other thing is there's some tension in it.
Yeah.
Right. And from a storytelling perspective, what's one thing we always look for? It's tension.
The reveal.
How do you keep me watching? And as soon as you see that ticker rotating, you're hooked. You're like, where does this get to? And so it does. You just sit there.
Yeah.
Do I remember the numbers at the end of this? No, it doesn't matter.
It was more than the other one.
It was more than the other one. It
That's
was
all
more
we
than the
want.
other one.
That's all we want.
Do you ever see there's a great version of this where the two guys are standing on the street with a moving van and they're actually facing one another in a split screen, and then the camera does this incredible reveal? But there's a great moment in it because when they're facing each other on split screen, one of them puts his hand on the other one's shoulder, which is really cool. And then as the camera rotates around, they're standing like as far apart as you and I are. And it's like
again.
but they were in the edit. And there was a fascinating thing I saw with Hamish and Andy, and they had the CEO of Industry Super talking about this edit and saying how, we're in post, and we kind of went, it looks like he's got a 2 metre long arm. And they're like, we'll get away with it, it'll be all right. Then they got called out. Pretty funny.
And look, most ads activate one cognitive mechanism. A great ad activates two. Compare the pair activates three at once every single time you see it. And that's not advertising, that's neurological engineering repeated across 20 years. So huge congrats to the team that built that ad. It was the disruptor of the industry. They had something different to say and they said it very differently. But in terms of principle, distinction bias is one of my favorite principles, whether it's PC Mac, whether it's Industry SuperFund. It's I want to compare. So when I'm in market and choosing, I know what the version I want to choose.